Oh hey, good morning fantasy football freaks. Welcome to your Thursday BnB. I heard last week's show was rather interesting. Carson Wentz seemed to be a pretty polarizing guest. People either loved him and his drunken fourth wall breaking antics, or they had no idea who the fuck he was. Hey, that's okay. He only starred in and directed the film that's referred to on every top film list as the greatest film of all time, Citizen Kane, but no big deal. If you missed any of those episodes, check them out, just for shits and gigs. A link to it should be floating around in my head somewhere here. Check it out before this one if you want, or finish this one, check it out, whatever. Do what you want. Hey, I want to thank you guys for helping this channel get up over 500 subscribers. But don't go patting yourselves on the dick just yet. Our goal this month is to hit 700 subscribers before December 1st. We get that done, and I'll have something great for you. If not for my 40th birthday bash, for some sort of holiday thing, we'll see. But the only way you're gonna find out when and what it is if we hit those 700 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that, hit like, hit the bell, so you get notified every time one of my videos comes out. You're not gonna wanna miss them this season. Thanks for your support. Let's get on with the show. Real quick though, I've got a very nice breakfast here. I'm taking a little bit of a break from the keto diet. I'm gonna be on another less restricted diet so that way, I can still slim down during the holiday season. Well, what that means is I can actually have real bread. So I've got actual toast here. Holy shit. Toast, we got scrambled eggs, I've got some sausage here, and hey, an iced coffee. Been a while since I've got to have a real one of those. Anyway, let's get on with the reason you're here. We got the Thursday night game tonight between perhaps the best 3-5 team in the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts, taking on those wild and wacky New York Jets. How exactly are we going to fit the unpredictable slapstick insanity of the Jets and Carson Wentz's cavalcade of crap in one game? Well, let's find out, because it's time for Bitches and Bumps, Bitches and Bumps, Bitches and Bumps. Real fucking bread. I don't even have to put jam on this shit. It's fine with just bread and butter. When you've been on the keto diet and you're not allowed to eat bread, just the toast with the butter, fine enough. Real quick, just as a reminder, I don't talk about studs on this show because you gotta start them. So I'm not gonna talk about Jonathan Taylor. Because sure, he's got a great matchup, but you're starting him anyway. Dude's matchup proof. Love him. He's gonna have a fucking huge game. And Michael Pittman's starting to cross over into that realm as well. Despite the matchups, you're starting both those guys every week. But I'll tell you about some guys you're gonna bump up that are a little less solid. But anyway, my bump of the week this week for the home team is the Colts Defense. Low-hanging fruit here, right? Yeah. Well, DeForest Buckner's meaty clackers aside, the Colts D, especially against the run, has been superb. Last week, before the injury that broke football, the Colts held Derrick Henry to 68 yards on 28 carries. That's 2.4 yards per carry. For the hands-down best pure running back in the NFL, you gotta go back to week 6 of 2019 to see another performance of his that bad. And that ain't no fluke. The Indianapolis Colts have allowed the third least fantasy points to opposing running backs this season. And no, they're not as good at defending the pass, but Rock Ya-Sin is back, and Xavier Rhodes is now fully recovered from that calf injury. That should help bolster their pass deep. The Jets have given up the most fantasy points per game to opposing defenses. The Colts have been one of my favorite defenses to stream this season, as they've quietly been the 4th highest scoring fantasy defense for the whole season. If you're able to snag them up off the waiver wire, good on ya. If you didn't, and they're still available in your league, put this on pause and go do that right now. Alright, I'll have a little breakfast here while I wait. Sausage here is always good. Can't get over how good real bread is. Man, it's been months since I've had it. Alright, you do it? Good. Now give them a bump up their starting lineup this week. And on the other side of the ball, I like Jamison Crowder. Corey Davis is out again, although that doesn't really affect Crowder as he plays mainly from the slot. It still means more potential attention for Jamison Crowder, who, by the way, has seen no fewer than 6 targets since he's returned. And he had his best game this season in fantasy in terms of targets and catches last week against the Patriots, hauling in 8 catches for 84 yards and a 2-point conversion. And tonight, he gets a much better matchup as the Colts are giving up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers, and have been especially bad against the slot. With Davis out, he's the top wide receiver on the team. I know I hear some groans out there. Got a lot of Elijah Moore lovers, Don't worry, I'll be talking about him in a little bit. I expect a pretty big week from Crowder, as the Colts are better against the run than they are the pass. So you do well to put Jamison Crowder in your lineup this week. Bump him up. Here's the thing, you ever do this? You ever put eggs on your toast? Get a little bit of that going, huh? Yeah. As for my sleepers for this game, on the Colts side, I actually like Nyheim Hines this week. No, he hasn't been utilized much this season, but I think game script had a lot to do with that. So I think this is a game where Nyheim Hines could show off his stuff, even though I think JT is a stud and, of course, gonna be the guy you want to start. But on a short week, I could definitely see the Colts spelling JT a little bit more this week and using Hines more in the process. And yeah, he does most of his damage in short passes, screen passes, things like that, but the Jets have been more susceptible to that than the downfield production. And if you think all that's a good enough reason to start him, slow down there, Sally. I got more for you. Check this shit out. The Jets give up the most fantasy points, giving up no less than 12 fantasy points to every running back that's faced them. That includes the backups, the third down backs, the change of pace backs. It don't matter. 12 fantasy points is the ultimate floor. So if you're a running back and you play the Jets, you get 12 fantasy points at least. And a 12-point floor at a flex position, hey, that's worth something. So if you've got room at the flex, start up Nyheim Hines tonight. As for my sleepers for the Jets, I got a twofer for you. Yeah? It's my fucking show. I'm like Eric Carmen. Whatever, I do what I want. So first off, since coming back from concussion protocol, Elijah Moore's been solid, putting up double-digit fantasy points every week. And with Corey Davis out last week, Moore had the best performance of his season, hauling in 6 catches for 67 yards against the Bengals. This week, he gets an even juicier matchup, as Davis is still out, and like I said, the Colts are giving up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. And in a bye week, where you could be out DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Scary Terry, you could do a lot worse than fill that gap with Elijah Moore. Now for the other part of this, brace yourselves, because as you know, I do a double deep danger dive every week. This is a player that's owned in less than 15% of leagues that I think could actually put up big points this week. If you didn't know about that, you gotta watch more of my shit. Get on it. Especially on Sunday mornings, my Tinker Power Hour, that's when I reveal my double deep danger dive of the week. Last week, I had Boston Scott on there. It's actually turned out pretty well almost every week. And yeah, on the Tinker Power Hour, I'll have another double deep danger dive of the week, but you get a bonus this week, because my double deep danger dive for this game is the Great White Hope, Mike White. Just kidding with the Great White Hope thing, just forget about that. But he shocked the hell out of us last week, going off for over 400 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, scoring over 28 fantasy points in the process. Both Crowder and Moore had one of their top games of the season last week. So all in all, it seems like Mike White was more effective for fantasy starters for the Jets than Zach Wilson was. So that begs the question, are birds really just mechanical spy drones? And is Mike White a better quarterback than Zach Wilson? That's actually not that crazy of a question. In fact, it's not even the craziest question I've asked on this show. Are birds really just mechanical spy drones? Yeah, so not all that crazy. And perhaps we get closer to answering that question later tonight. Mike White has a chance to make a name for himself against a team that's hovering around the bottom 10 when it comes to preventing opposing quarterbacks from scoring fantasy points. So in Superflex and 2 quarterback leagues, or shit, I got a fucking madman, Mike White may be worth a start this week. And some scrambled eggs here too. I make the best scrambled eggs. You know, you know. Most of you don't, because most of you don't know me. In person, anyway. I've never made eggs for you, I can say that much. But if you're ever in town and you want good eggs, let me know. Let's move on to my benches. And my bench for the Colts game is Carson Wentz. Now, Carson's cavalcade of crap hasn't showed up as much this season, but he hasn't exactly lit it up either. He's doing the same shit he did last season, putting up the second ugliest 20-point games you've ever seen. Second only to Hurts, of course. That being said, he's only hit the 20 fantasy point threshold 3 times this season. Yeah, he's starting to gel a little more with the offense, and he's got that connection going with Pittman. But the Jets are top 10 defending against quarterbacks in fantasy. I mean, that's probably more likely because the rush defense is so fucking terrible. You don't have to throw against them. So if the Colts had a stud running back, oh yeah, that's right, they do. Yeah, I think JT gets all the work, and Carson Wentz, that's cavalcade of crap, get put on your bench. As for the Jets, I'm putting Tyler Kroft on the pipe. No, wait, he's like 0% owned. Let's see here. What about the defense? Yeah, Wait, they're like 1% owned. Okay, yeah, I know. Ty Johnson. Wait, what? Only 11% owned, really? Who the fuck am I talking to right here? Who's actually answering me? I don't know. The voices in my head. I think I need more sleep, folks. Anyway, to be honest, in general, Jets player ownership is so low, it's hard to find anyone to bench. I mean, there's really no one I'm straight up benching this week. So I guess all I've got for you is a bust alert. And my bust alert this week for the Jets is Michael Carter. Hey, now before you go turning off the show, hear me out. I ain't telling you to straight up sit him or nothing. I mean, yeah, Carter is on the rise, and yeah, he's catching more passes with White at the helm. So if you have to start him, I'm not too afraid of doing it. But you might have to temper your expectations. The Colts are giving up the third least fantasy points to opposing running backs, and I feel like Mike White is going to have to throw more downfield in this game. Also, Ty Johnson is cutting into his production a lot. And going up against the Colts, who are a better defense against the run than the Bengals, there's likely not going to be a lot of rushing yards to share. So if you've got other good options, or you got some guys who have good matchups this week, you might consider them over Carter. That's all I'm saying. And finally, my bust alert this week for the Colts is Mo Alley Cox. See? Look there. What's with the hair? Look at the hair. You know what it reminds me of? It's those Afghan hounds. You know those dogs? The fucking hair. I don't know what it is. They fucking freak me the fuck out. Those Afghan hounds with their hair and their oh fucking shit! Oh my god! What the fuck? Why get that goddamn thing away from me? Holy shit! Are you kidding me? What the fuck's wrong with you? Those things are fucking scary. Get that off my screen. Holy shit, dude! What the fuck? They're crazy. Those weird things. I mean, look at this picture here. With that weird face and that long hair, the way it like hangs off their body, is that not like creepy as fuck? They look like ghosts floating across the fucking ground when they're running at you. They kinda, you know what they kinda remind me of? They kinda look like fucking Al-Qaeda, I don't know why. They remind me of it. It's like Osama bin Laden's ghost running at you. It's fucking weird. I love dogs, I love a lot of dogs, I love all animals. God damn, those things scare the shit out of me. Maybe I'm fucking weird, maybe I'm crazy on the head. But those Al-Qaeda ghost dogs, I can't take them, can't stand them. I still love dogs, I still love animals, don't worry about it. But just don't let me know you got one of those dogs, or if you do, don't be showing me pictures of them. Freak me the fuck out, god damn. Hey, I had to actually edit like 5 minutes out of the Afghan Hound bit, but if you want to see the whole thing in its entirety, sign up on Patreon, because I've got a Patreon exclusive, uncut Afghan Hound rant. So if you're on Patreon or you sign up, check it out. Anyway, Mo Alley Cox, he doesn't look that bad. He doesn't scare me, okay? Don't worry about it. It's just the hair. That's all I'm talking about. Anyway, but yeah, he's been playing well as of late in terms of fantasy points. And yeah, the Jets are kind of weak against tight ends. But last week, Mo Alley Cox only had 4 targets and caught 0 of them, getting you a big goose egg if you started him. Want to know what's crazy about that? That was tied for the second most targets he had all season. The guy hasn't been over 5 targets in any game this season. He's only caught 13 passes this entire season, 4 of those for touchdowns. And I told you all a week ago, that ratio is not sustainable. And his performance last week proved that right. So basically, unless he scores a touchdown, he ain't worth shit. I mean, if you heard that tight end and you gotta start him, do it, I guess. Just don't be surprised if the Afghan hound-haired Mo Alley Cox takes a dump on your rug. So that's it, folks. Hope that helps. Come see me again later tonight, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the Thursday night breakdown, exclusively on the Fantasy Football Edge. Check out down below in the description for a link to their Facebook page. Tell them the TyRant sent you. For those who've been watching, we've had a little bit of trouble with the Jester lately, but I think things have calmed down there finally. Yeah, Jester's been talking some shit, and we let it spill out into the group. Apologize for that. For my part of it anyway, I'm not letting him get to me anymore, okay? I think we're past all of that, so come see me tonight for a great breakdown of the Thursday night game. Kind of like what I did here, but maybe a little bit extra. Plus, I'll answer any questions you got too. So come see me tonight for the breakdown. Until then, I'm out. Peace.